So I was asked the question on the ego wanting to be right all the time, or to have its views be validated, or to think that everything it thinks is the correct explanation of everything. Like, oh, I've got a sinus infection. It's probably due to the mold. I'm 100% sure I know what it's due to. It's the mold in the house after the flood. So, or that person looks grumpy. I think it's because they're not doing A Course in Miracles. Whatever it is, I'm sure I'm right about this. They need to do A Course in Miracles, and the reason they're grumpy is full of unforgiveness. That's the reason. I'm definitely right on this one. I know what's going on in the world. So yeah, I definitely have that. And the 12-step groups have wisdom in them. I think I like the one, the 12 steps things is like we have no opinion on outside issues. I mean, like my ego, to have no, like forget having an opinion on anything. Just it's best to have no opinions on anything. And that's the way to be peaceful, because it's one thing. I mean, I think it's one thing to think I'm right, I know what's going on, but to tell other people I'm right usually leads to conflict. I'm right and you're wrong. The reason you're grumpy is you're not working your course lessons. That's the reason you're grumpy. That's probably unhelpful to say to somebody. So I think that, I mean, for me, this is just my take on it. I mean, the ego's wanting to make what I call a commentary of omniscience on everything. Like it's got godlike omniscience of everything that occurs and has the right judgment. Maybe judgment's not the right word. The right knowingness on everything that happens and wants to put a label and put an inner dialogue on everything that's occurring. Um, it's just for me one of the ways of the ego maintaining its addiction to giving attention to it. Its continuation of its story. Because if I don't allow it to continue to make a commentary like I'm right, you're wrong, I'm right, you're wrong, or I have the correct explanation to all of life. For me, it's like feeding. It's just a clever tactic the ego uses to keep its existence going, like a television. It's like, you know, you can't just be in the present moment, because it's much more exciting. This dialogue about how you're right all the time and how you know everything is much more entertaining than just resting in silence and just being in the present moment and just being in the infinite, the holy instant, the enlightened presence. It's much more entertaining to be in this dialoguing of how right I am and how wrong people are, or not even how wrong people are, but just how entertaining, like, oh, I can't wait to see what my ego is going to say about, why this person's got is full of grievances today, because this is more exciting than being tuned into that, that video feed of my thinking. This is more exciting than, oh, I don't want to be in silence right now and presence right now. I mean, what's on the thought TV? This is far more entertaining. So for me, it's just whatever it is the ego wants to do, be right, prove other people are wrong, or even more innocent than that, just have a dialogue, even the happy dialogue, like, oh, let me see how happy my day is and how happy his life is. And even that for me is also kind of tuning into the ego wanting to continue its existence through commentary and addiction to commentary, whether it's negative commentary, whether it's being right, or even positive commentary. It's still it's like a television. And the biggest fear the ego has is to be stopped being addicted to it, whatever story or whatever movie it's trying to manufacture to keep one away from just being in blissful presence. So I just sort of see it as just an entertainment factory, whether it's negative entertainment, whether it's judgmentalism, and even if it's happy entertainment, like I'm so happy, you're so happy, everyone's so happy. That's still a level of just being tuned into its commentary at different levels. So, but there is that, and for me, it's just like at a certain point, can I give up the commentary, even if it's positive commentary, or whether it's being right commentary, or if it's just trying to be, I want to keep thinking to give other people useful information. Even that for me is a level of just commentary as well. So yes, definitely, I think that's one of the big ones. I mean, I think some of the negative ones the course talks about is victimhood, the story of what a victim I am, or the story of grievances. Oh, what a world of injustice. I have so many grievances that people can't see I'm such an innocent victim. Or else, pride. I think, wanting to be right is often coming into the fields of pride. Everybody's misguided. They're not doing A Course in Miracles. I need to let everyone know they should be doing A Course in Miracles because everyone's suffering. Everyone's wrong because they're not doing the Course in Miracles. And I just need to let them know that they should. So that's a form of pride, and that I know everything. But even for me, I mean, the Course talks about it. Even the happy thoughts are a block to the holy instant. So even if I want to spend the whole day in, oh, how happy I am and how happy everyone else is, that's still a level of ego inflation, even though it's a happier inflation, better than victimhood. Or just being tuned into, you could call it Dr. Hawkins' levels of consciousness. I'm either tuned into radio fear, radio shame, radio guilt, radio pride, radio neutrality, radio acceptance, or, the levels of enlightenment, the infinite presence beyond thought. So it's like, what station am I tuned in? But all the stations of thought for me are not at the ultimate, whether it's and just the radio station level of consciousness of being right all the time is just another level of that field of being tuned into the level of thinkingness.